All right. Hey, welcome back, guys. All right, so let's go ahead and jump on into this. We'll see where the storyline is going to take us. It's going to be a collective message, so it's not zodiac specific, and we shall see. By the way, happy Earth Day, everyone. Hence the forest behind me. And actually, hang on, we need to go with some earthy, earthy deck today now, don't we? All right, guys, here we go. We start out with the Wheel of Fortune. By the way, you guys, thanks everybody who joined me yesterday. We went live a whole bunch of times on both channels. It was really nice to see everybody. Wheel of Fortune upright says, well, in this case, the world is turning, the earth is spinning, timelines are shifting, and gateways are opening up. This is very positive. Someone could be doing a nice Epsom salt bath or go into some natural hot springs or something. She's kind of outdoors in a hot springs with one of those like floating, like drink holders. But in this case, it actually looks like it is a compass. So it could be, hi everyone, great to see you guys. No, it's really great to see this shift and this change. We have a Two of Pentacles in the reverse. There's no more like juggling, wondering when something's going to work, if something's going to work. A gateway is opening 100%. So I also want to say that if somebody had been really struggling, if she had been consistently like trying to move forward in life, but how do you ride a bike and juggle at the same time? I mean, I know circus performers learn how to do it, but it's really difficult. That's why we're always in amazement of the things that they practice so hard to learn how to do. But imagine how much that would have slowed her down in her progress in life if she was constantly juggling other things instead of being able to like commit to her real timeline or her, like real talent. So let's say, for example, she has this life purpose and she has this thing that she would be really good at doing, but she can't make money doing that because she's always busy juggling two other side jobs, to make ends meet. So it could be something along those lines. We could be talking about monetary opportunities are like aligning for her. That's going to make her life easier. We have a Knight of Pentacles. This we got a lot of pentacle energy, but this all it means is that it's earth energy. It doesn't have to be about money. But we have this masculine who's got a treasure map, and he's been slowly but surely following his life path. I'm wondering if we're about to have two people's paths in life intersect, and it might turn out that they are each other's treasure. It's actually really nice to see that. I feel like we could, Six of Cups. Okay, this feels really, really amazing. This is two people that are supposed to find each other. They'll be able to do more together than separately. They'll be able to, like, maybe they do have the same life goal, but it's really hard when you have only yourself to try to, like pour into a life goal. But if you duplicate your energy by having a companion beside you who sees the same vision that you do, oh man, this is sweet. This is amazing. Goodbye, you. Thank you, Angel. You are so sweet. Thank you, everybody. You're so awesome, guys. I feel so honored that you're here. We have the Eight of Cups upright. Eight of Cups upright is this is normally somebody, the feminine, who's been walking her path alone. I don't know that she realizes that he's got a treasure map that's leading him to her. She kind of has assumed she'll always be building her life's purpose by herself, or maybe that's what it's been. I mean, we only saw her on, this isn't a tandem bicycle. This is just her on her bike and trying to juggle everything herself. She's assumed that's what her life's, journey will look like. And she's grateful for it. She has not like boo-hooed and said, how come other people get partners and I don't, or how come everybody has an easier path than I do? She's just said, I'm going to keep chipping away at the stuff that feels right for me. And, it's just little old me doing it myself. She has no idea that there's, an energy that might join her world. That's actually really nice. We have a lot of seashells around her and a lot of seagulls around her. Her guides could come in the form of very loud squawking marine birds, but doesn't have to be. She may really like the ocean, or she could have a pull to go to the ocean right now. And the reason she may be, drawn to it is because she's got, the energy of like, I listen closely to my guides, and my guides are telling me, do things that are symbolically going to allow my horizons to open. I really feel like somebody might be going to the ocean or a body of water sometime this week. You notice that it started out with her in this hot springs. You notice that she's, very drawn to water, and water is about emotion, but it can also be the river of life. It could be a metaphor for the flow of energy in and out of her world, knowing that the wheel of fortune is opening up to her, knowing that a gateway is opening. I'm literally picturing, and you'll have to forgive me because I'm a farm kid. So I'm picturing, when you decide to lift the gates on your irrigation system and do flood watering. I'm picturing somebody is lifting the gates and letting the water flow into her life. But she still assumes she'll go with the flow, but she doesn't realize that she's not the only one on this river of life anymore. We have a 7 of Pentacles. We bounce back over to what appears to be him. We've had a pretty consistent, storyline with a feminine, and then we have the storyline with a masculine. Even though I don't read for genders, we do have a duo here as well. He seems to be the one who is moving at a slower pace with a thought in mind, that something he's been trying to build, something he's been trying to get to, something he's been wanting to attain. On his mind, he may be the person who's thought, I would love to have a partner. And on her mind, she's like, I don't think about having a partner because I just haven't had one. So I just always assume that I got to figure all this out on my own. He's been working steadily on his own life, and he has a lot to offer. The 7 of Pentacles is the time for the harvest. That's the energy of, what he's built for himself. It's pretty awesome. Maybe that's why he's saying, I really would like to share my life with someone. I don't know if somebody has a necklace made of seashells, but she's wearing one here. We have a 6 of Swords. We have a 10 of Swords. This energy, granted, we have a masculine on both, but we also have a feminine sailing away. There is some kind of how she had the Wheel of Fortune, opportunities opening up, doorways opening up. The 10 of Swords is a completion of a cycle, a painful one, and moving into calmer waters. If this is on his side, now we could see why it's taken him a while to piece his life together, to get everything restored back into order, and for him to now be thinking, I would love to have a partner, because he may have ended a very difficult cycle of his own life. He may have, had to wrap up all kinds of difficulties, hurts, pains, betrayals. He may have had to let go of a previous connection. He may have been single for a while himself, just because, it takes time to heal from things. It takes time for any character to become whole again after a series of painful events that then culminated in a complete overhaul and a crashing down of what they once knew. And I'm feeling like that was probably what he's experienced, which also explains why now he's whole and he's ready. And he's taken his time to be ready for partnership. Okay, so we need to switch decks and say, so universe, you want to bring this storyline together, since we see 2 different people and 2 different energies. But as it turns out, they're kind of in the same energy and they're headed the same direction. The 9 of Earth, or 9 of Pentacles. They may meet in this beautiful garden. I kept saying a gate is opening. She's sitting here leaning against this garden gate, and we can see the pathway that leads in. We can see that there's the opening right there to walk straight into the garden. We do have the 9 of Pentacles. Instead of putting pentacles there, what we have is a bunch of pots that somebody hasn't yet planted, which to me says this is what they could actually build together. Normally this is a card of I feel personally whole, personally empowered. I do think, to go back to her for just a second, I do think something about her life path has been dealing with, what she wants to build for herself, finances, the ability to have more freedom in career paths, setting aside money for retirement, figuring out where she wants to live, making big goals about how am I going to, pull the money together that I want to live the life that I want. Maybe she's an avid traveler, or maybe she's thinking about, finding one location. Well, it's all of those plans are starting to kind of come together. I think she's about to get some kind of a financial bump, or like I say, just a doorway opening. And here she is in a place of much greater personal abundance. And there's that gate that's open. But when you have a lot of personal abundance, sorry guys, I'm a little huffy puffy today. I was working my lungs pretty hard yesterday, and so I'm still kind of recovering just a bit today. But I'm not coughing. I actually feel really, really good, other than a little bit winded. We got a Two of Cups. That Two of Cups is the energy of, as you can see, that they're both split right in half. We have two people, but in both cases, it's like, Victor, Victoria, right? Half masculine, half feminine. So we have two characters that are equally as balanced in their divine masculine and divine feminine energies, which is fabulous. I really love this card to describe how two people who are completely whole in themselves, balanced already, they don't need another person to complete them, but they choose to because it's nice. Because, like I said before, it duplicates what they can already do themselves. They just have, a partner who sees the world the same way that they do and wants to build the same thing. So she's going to meet this person possibly in a garden space or a park, possibly somewhere out in nature. How appropriate for Earth Day, right? And this particular deck, this is the Rosebud Tarot. So it is kind of earthy, which was my intention, was to use, greener decks today. But it still is kind of lovely to see that what these two have in store. First off, they have a marriage in store. But the way they meet seems to be at some kind of an event that they're both attending as single individuals. Maybe they meet at someone else's wedding, and it's like there's a premonition that at some point it's going to be you and me doing this. I don't think so, though. I don't think that they meet at a wedding. I think that they both are out doing things in their own single life, things that they both care about. These two are very similar, so they probably have similar tastes. They will likely, if they both like, a specific, oh gosh, this is a great time. Well, let's see, the 22nd, it's coming up to a great time to see a lot of the azaleas and rhododendrons in bloom. Azaleas are already blooming. Rhodies, I think, are just, a couple weeks out. But maybe they both really like a particular bloom. So they're going to go to a park or something for a specific region. Because, bumping into each other in an area is one thing, but going to see the same thing, like going to the same museum, but to see the same exhibit, that shows like, oh, wow, they might both like art, but they specifically have an interest in one particular piece of artwork for a reason. To me, that's the meeting of the mind. So it could be highly specific for characters like this in the way they actually, find one another. We have sovereignty of water and we have 6 of air. But, with the 6 of air, that would normally be the 6 of swords, which is, moving into calmer waters. And usually what we see is one person leaving, one person moving on in a ship. Instead, we have the 2 of them watching the moon late at night, stargazing together, having this really lovely life together. And definitely with this, our Queen of Cups coming in here, we keep saying that the feminine who thought she was going to walk alone, I think is going to be delightfully surprised to discover maybe she even thought she wanted to be alone. Maybe that's why we saw her out here in the garden space by herself. But I think meeting someone who's the right person could surprise her as to how delightful it is to actually share love, give love to another person. I just don't think that she thought that was going to happen for her. That's what this looks like to me. She never thought that was going to be her story. This is very sweet, very cool. Wherever they end up going, they maybe have a very special spot or will have a special place that they both really enjoy, top of some, mountain or top of a balcony or a building or something to, stargaze at night. But I feel like these two are going to spend a lot of time enjoying each other's company. Part of their life purpose is perhaps to actually have companionship, and whatever they're going to build it together. Love is actually a pretty primary life purpose in this. Maybe these two are not going to get together and, find a new element to add to the periodic table, but that's okay. They don't have to do something that huge to have romance and love be a part of their life paths at this point in their lives. We don't always have to do things that will be remembered in history books to be on our life path. And I think that's an important message on this. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to leave this one here. Delinda, hi, sweetheart. AC, wonderful to see you. Voyager 2. Uh-oh, is somebody not able to see comments right now? Champer 679. RS. That's weird, isn't it? I know this is not the first time that some of you guys in the chat, like I can see your comments, but the 2 of you sometimes can't see each other's comments. I don't know what that's about, but it's visible on my end and visible. I'm thinking it's visible to almost everybody else, but maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know. Oh, Ida, thank you, love. You are so sweet. Thank you, honey. I so appreciate you. That is so generous. Thank you, love. Hot little Mexican, Mama Eagle. Oh, that's amazing. Your grandmother White Feather was from Rosebud. Ah, Mama Eagle, that's amazing. Where is Rosebud? I didn't know it was a place, to be completely honest with you. I did not know that. So I would love to know. I mean, I'll look it up myself if I don't see the comment back from you, but that's so cool. You just taught me something. Voyager 2, that would be amazing. I'm sorry that you don't have a shuttle to the beach. I think all beach towns should have a shuttle to the beach. Hi, Nani. Thank you, Nani. I've done kind of everything. I've got a lungs that had some damage to them as a kid, and then over time, just the asthma kicked in, and it's just one of those things that I struggle with. But I've been really good lately, really good. Like yesterday was kind of an epic day. We were live a ton, and it was a lot of continuous talking back to back, and I did great. So it's very much like I knew my seasonal allergies are not bothered so much. And I was like, okay, you haven't been coughing in like 2 weeks. You got this. And so I knew I could probably have a good time. I try to schedule like fun things when my lungs are really happy for a while. Dances with headlights, you sweetheart. Thank you, honey. I'm honored you're here. Don Divine, hi. Thank you, Don. Hi, Kara. Angelina Davina, wonderful to see you. Yes, thank you, love. Oh, RS, like a river flows to the sea. Hang on. I'm trying to think what song that is. Is it Ebb Tide? That's what's coming to my mind is Ebb Tide by Righteous Brothers. Ginger Montague, shout out to you on the Olympic Peninsula. That's awesome. Emma-Lisa, hi. Thank you, guys. AC, thank you so much. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. I really appreciate you. Slave Princess, hi. I know. I love the ocean. I love the ocean. Mama Eagle, I'm reading your comment about your DM's name sounds like seagulls, and he's an Aries who loves to squawk. And my Aries is out there squawking right now. Hi, Lois. Dun Divine. Kate Cloud. Excuse me, Kate Cloud 9. Thank you. Destar, Sabrina, Courtney Walsh. Esoteric M. Yeah, I figured it's appropriate, right? For Earth Day, we got to have some forest backdrop. Relay, Feral Rust, wonderful to see everyone. So just as a heads up, you guys, I think I'm going to bounce over right now and do just a quick little extra half hour on Tarot Dog to do just a few one-card pulls in honor of Earth Day. And I'm just announcing it here right now because I've just kind of made the snap decision. I have just a little segment of time. And instead of doing another video right now, I'm going to do that on Tarot Dog real quick, okay? If you guys want to join me over there, please do. I'm not going to allow, or forgive me for saying it so rudely, I'm going to request that nobody gives me any donations so I can get to as many people as possible and just go straight through if I can. But I'll see you guys in just a minute over there, okay? All right, I'll see you guys in just a minute. I'm sorry that I didn't say hi to everybody, but I've just looked at the clock and I'm like, I think I can do a little bit better right now to celebrate today. All right, I'll see you on Tarot Dog. Bye.